What if I told you that seduction isn't about looks, money, or cheesy pickup lines? What if the real secret to making someone feel magnetically drawn to you lies in psychology deep, untaught principles that control human attraction at its core? Most people go through life completely blind to these tactics. They chase when they should pull back. They talk too much when silence would be far more powerful. They seek approval instead of creating mystery. And the worst part, they push people away without even realizing it. But here's the truth, attraction is predictable. It follows patterns, emotional triggers, and subconscious cues that you can understand and master. In today's video, I'm revealing 7 psychological secrets that can make anyone obsessed with you. Secrets so powerful that if used correctly, they will change the way people see you forever. But be careful, because if used wrong, they can backfire. So stay with me until the end, because the last 2 techniques are the most dangerous of all. Let's get started. Imagine this: you meet someone new, and everything seems great. The chemistry is there, the connection feels real, but then something shifts. They start pulling away, their attention wavers, and suddenly, you're left wondering what went wrong. This is where the first psychological secret comes in. Scarcity creates value. People don't value what's always available. It's a simple fact of human nature. When something is too easy to get, we assume it must not be worth much. This is why the most desirable people aren't the ones constantly chasing attention. They're the ones who make their presence feel like a privilege. So, how do you apply this? Stop being constantly available. Don't respond to messages instantly. Don't cancel your plans just to accommodate someone else. Instead, fill your time with things that matter to you: your passions, your goals, your personal growth. And here's the twist: when you do spend time with someone, be completely present. Make those moments so powerful, so engaging, that when you're not there, they feel the emptiness. This creates a natural push-pull dynamic. When you're with them, it's electrifying. When you're gone, they can't stop thinking about you. That's how you make yourself unforgettable. Imagine this: you're deeply invested in a conversation with someone, hanging on to their every word. Then suddenly, they disappear. No explanation, no closure. How do you feel? Frustrated, curious, even more drawn in. This is the power of the push-pull effect, a psychological trick that creates intense attraction by mixing availability with absence. When you give someone attention, make them feel wanted, and then step back, their mind fixates on you even more. They start wondering, did I do something wrong? Why do I miss them so much? This emotional roller coaster triggers a dopamine response, the same chemical linked to desire and addiction. But here's the key: you must balance it. If you're too distant, they'll lose interest. If you're too available, they'll take you for granted. So, engage deeply when you're with them. Listen, flirt, create meaningful moments. Then, take time for yourself. Let them be the one who reaches out first. The moment they start chasing you, you've won. You're no longer just an option, you're the prize. Or imagine that you meet someone new, and within minutes, you feel strangely comfortable around them. It's like you've known them forever. Why? It's not just chemistry, it's the power of mirroring. Mirroring is a subconscious behavior where people copy the body language, tone, and gestures of someone they're drawn to. It's nature's way of building trust and making connections effortless. When someone subtly mimics your movements, leaning in when you do, speaking in a similar rhythm, even matching your breathing, they're creating a deep sense of familiarity and belonging. Now, here's where it gets interesting. You can use this technique to make anyone feel connected to you. Want to build attraction? Subtly mirror their posture, tone, or gestures. If they cross their arms, wait a few seconds and do the same. If they speak softly, lower your voice slightly. This makes them feel like you're in sync, and they won't even realize why they feel so comfortable around you. But be careful, too much mirroring can feel unnatural or manipulative. The trick is to keep it light, subtle, and natural. When done right, it creates an undeniable sense of connection, one they won't want to let go of. Imagine this: you're talking to someone, and everything seems normal, but deep down, they can't stop thinking about you. Why? Because you've triggered their subconscious attachment using the power of emotional imprinting. Emotional imprinting works like this: people don't remember what you say or do as much as they remember how you make them feel. If you want someone to be drawn to you, you need to create intense emotional experiences, ones that stick in their mind long after you're gone. How do you do it? Break the routine. Instead of a simple dinner date, suggest something spontaneous: a midnight walk, a surprise adventure, or an experience that gets their adrenaline pumping. the stronger the emotion, the deeper the imprint. This is why couples who experience thrilling or unique moments together form unbreakable bonds. Another trick: tie emotions to specific things, a song, a scent, a certain place. If you make someone feel amazing while a certain song is playing, guess what? Every time they hear that song, they think of you. This is why people struggle to forget their first love. It's tied to emotions, places, and memories. Use this wisely, because once you create an emotional imprint, it's nearly impossible for them to ignore it. Or imagine that you're in the middle of a conversation, and suddenly, she starts mirroring your movements without even realizing it. You lean in slightly, she does the same. You take a sip of your drink, and seconds later, so does she. This isn't just coincidence, this is mirroring, a subconscious psychological response that happens when someone feels a deep connection. When a woman starts mirroring your body language, tone of voice, or even your speech patterns, it's because her mind is syncing with yours. But here's the real power move: you can intentionally mirror her first. By subtly copying her posture, tone, or energy, you create an almost hypnotic effect, making her feel instantly comfortable and drawn to you. This works because people are naturally wired to trust and bond with those who feel familiar. Want to take it further? Once you've mirrored her for a while, switch it up, lean back, change your pace, or shift your tone. If she follows your lead, you're no longer just connected, you're in control of the interaction. Mirroring is one of the most powerful tools of influence and attraction, and once you master it, you'll notice people becoming magnetically drawn to you without even knowing why. Imagine this: you're talking to her, but instead of a normal conversation, she keeps teasing you, playfully challenging your ideas, or acting like she's unsure about you. At first glance, you might think she's testing you, maybe even pushing you away. But here's what's really happening: this is flirtation disguised as a challenge. When a woman throws playful jabs or acts like she's questioning your confidence, it's not because she's uninterested, it's because she wants to see how you respond. This is called the push-pull effect: giving a little, then taking it away, creating an addictive tension that keeps her engaged. It's the same reason people can't stop watching their favorite TV dramas. The emotional roller coaster keeps them hooked. Want to flip the script? Lean into the game. If she says, "I don't know if I can trust you," smirk and say, "That's cute, you think you have a choice." Keep it playful, never defensive, and you'll turn every challenge into an opportunity to escalate the attraction. Because at the end of the day, attraction isn't about proving yourself, it's about creating tension so strong, she can't help but lean in closer. Let me know if you're ready for the next psychological power move. Or, imagine that she's sitting across from you, smiling, nodding, but something feels off. Her responses are polite, her laughter feels rehearsed, and no matter what you say, there's this invisible wall between you. Most men ignore this gut feeling. They convince themselves she's just tired, distracted, or not in the mood. Big mistake. What's really happening? She's mentally somewhere else, thinking about someone else. One of the biggest psychological signs that a woman's interest is fading is emotional absence. She's there physically, but her mind is drifting. She used to light up when you spoke, now it's just a soft, detached smile. She used to text you first, now you're the only one keeping the conversation alive. The fix? You need to disrupt the pattern. Routine kills attraction. If she's slipping away, don't chase, shock the system. Change your energy, surprise her with unpredictability, and become the man who makes her feel something again. Because here's the truth: women don't leave for a better man, they leave for a better feeling. Become that feeling, and she won't just stay, she'll crave you. Imagine that you're lying next to her, the room is silent except for the sound of your breathing. You reach for her, but she barely responds. Her body is there, but her mind, somewhere else. Attraction isn't just about the physical, it's about emotional presence. And when a woman starts fantasizing about someone else, her entire energy shifts. She's not cold, she's just distant. Her kisses lack passion, her touch feels mechanical, and she avoids deep eye contact like it might expose a secret. When a woman is deeply connected to you, her eyes will tell you everything. She'll hold your gaze, she'll study your face, and she'll crave that eye contact because it intensifies the experience. But when she avoids looking at you, it's a red flag. It means her mind is elsewhere. Maybe she's picturing someone else. Maybe she's trying not to feel guilty. Or maybe she knows that if she looks into your eyes, you'll see the truth, that she's no longer fully yours. Here's how you take back control. Stop tolerating disconnection. The next time you notice this behavior, pause. Don't keep going like nothing's wrong. Instead, break the routine. Tilt her chin up. Make her look at you. If she resists, if she struggles to hold your gaze, that's your answer. And if she's slipping away emotionally, don't beg, reignite what made her fall for you in the first place. Become the man she can't take her eyes off of. Because here's the truth, attraction is not just about love, it's about presence. If you want to be the only man on her mind, you have to remind her why you were the one she chose. Be so captivating that closing her eyes feels like missing out. Or try imagining that you're in the middle of an intimate moment, but something feels off. She's responding, but it's mechanical, detached. Then you notice she keeps choosing positions where she doesn't have to see your face. Maybe she turns away. Maybe she buries her head into the pillow. Maybe she clings to positions that allow her to avoid deep eye contact. Attraction isn't just physical, it's emotional. When a woman desires you, she'll crave that closeness, that connection. She'll want to see your reactions, feel your energy, and sync with your rhythm. But when she's mentally detached, when her mind is somewhere else, she'll do everything she can to keep that emotional distance. She won't even realize it's happening, but her body will betray her. So, what do? You don't just go along with it. If you notice this shift, flip the script, change positions in a way that brings her closer to you. Hold her face, whisper to her, make it impossible for her to escape the moment. If she resists, if she avoids, then it's time to ask yourself who is really on her mind. Because here's the brutal truth, if a woman truly desires you, she won't need to hide, she won't need to escape, she'll want to be completely lost in you. If she's avoiding that intimacy, it's time to wake up and reclaim your place in her mind. Imagine that you're caught in the moment, feeling everything, and then she slips up. Just for a second, she calls you by another name. Maybe it's mumbled, maybe she corrects herself quickly, but it happens, and in that instant, everything shifts. Some men convince themselves it's just a mistake, but it's never just a mistake. A woman doesn't say another man's name unless she's been thinking about him, unless he's lingering in her mind even when she's in bed with you. The real danger, she might not even realize how deep her thoughts about him go. If she's emotionally attached to someone else, those thoughts bleed into every part of her life, even into the most intimate moments. And when that happens, it's the biggest red flag you can't afford to ignore. Here's what you do. Don't brush it off. Don't laugh it away. Stop. Look her in the eyes. Let her know you caught it. How she reacts will tell you everything. If she stumbles, if she panics, if she gets defensive, you already have your answer. If you want to keep her mind on you, then you have to become the man who dominates her thoughts. Because if you don't, someone else will. Or imagine that out of nowhere, she's become someone else in bed. Suddenly, she's wild, uninhibited, doing things she never did before. At first, you might think it's a good thing. Maybe she's just exploring. Maybe she's finally letting go. But then, something feels off. Her passion seems detached, almost rehearsed, like she's performing, not connecting. The energy is there, but it's not directed at you. It's like she's lost in her own world, chasing a high that doesn't come from the moment you're sharing. And that's when it hits you, this isn't about you at all. So, what does this mean? A woman who suddenly changes the way she is in bed without explanation, without emotional build-up, is influenced by something else. Maybe it's a new fantasy, a new standard she's trying to match. Or maybe, just maybe, she's been thinking about someone else while with you. How do you handle it? You don't accuse her outright. Instead, reclaim the moment, slow things down, shift the energy. Make it so intimate, so personal, that there's no room for outside thoughts. If she struggles to stay present, if she keeps slipping into that disconnected space, you have your answer. And it's up to you to decide if you're willing to live with it. Imagine this: she used to whisper sweet things in the heat of the moment. Your name, how she felt, little confessions that made you feel like you were the only man in her world. But now, silence? She avoids speaking during sex, almost like she's afraid of slipping up. No moans of your name, no words of affection, no spontaneous, intimate confessions. Just empty moments where her body responds, but her mind, it's somewhere else. This is one of the most subtle yet alarming signs, because when a woman desires a man, she's expressive, she lets herself go. She wants him to hear how he makes her feel. But when she's holding back, it's because she's guarding something. So what do? Confront it in the moment. Ask her to say your name, whisper to her, and see if she engages. If she hesitates, if she dodges, if she avoids responding with emotion, you're not the one on her mind. And if that's the case, the real question is, do you really want to be with someone whose passion belongs to someone else? Or even imagining that you whisper something in her ear, something personal, something that used to make her love you. But instead of responding the way she always did, she stays silent. Nothing, no words back, not even a soft hint of approval, just emptiness. Her silence isn't just quiet, it's loud, loud enough to tell you everything she isn't saying. It's like she's afraid of speaking, afraid of letting something slip, a name, a thought, a feeling that doesn't belong to you. Why does this happen? Because when a woman is truly connected to you, her words flow naturally. She responds, she engages, she expresses herself freely. But when she's holding back, it's often because she's afraid of breaking the illusion, the fantasy she's lost in, the thoughts she's suppressing. What can you do? Test her. Pull her into the moment. Say something that demands a response, something personal, something only the two of you share. See if she hesitates. If she does, if she looks caught off guard, if she struggles to say something meaningful, then you already have your answer. Imagine this: she's right there with you, moving with you, but something feels different, too different. She's suddenly acting in ways she never has before, trying things she never expressed interest in, making moves that don't even feel like her. And sure, it could be excitement, a new spark, a desire to spice things up, but deep down, you feel it. This isn't for you. This is something else. It's almost like she's performing, like she's replaying a scene she saw, mimicking something or someone. Why does this happen? Because when a woman starts fantasizing about another man, she starts channeling that energy into how she acts in bed. She's not thinking about you, she's thinking about someone else. The way he made her feel, the things she imagines doing with him, and now, you're just the body she's using to play it out. What can you do? Pay attention to when this happens. If it feels unnatural, if it's coming out of nowhere, if it's more about movement than connection, pause, slow things down. See if she still engages, still responds to you as a man, or if she gets frustrated. Because what she really wanted was to keep the fantasy going. If she starts detaching the moment you try to ground her in reality, then you need to ask yourself, is she really here with me? Or just using me to act out what's in her mind? Or imagine that she's there, but not really there. You touch her, kiss her, run your hands across her skin, but something feels off. It's almost like she's going through the motions, but there's no real reaction. She doesn't melt into your touch the way she used to. She doesn't shiver when you whisper against her neck. Her body is present, but her mind is miles away. This isn't just about physical pleasure, it's about emotional connection. And right now, she's disconnected. Why does this happen? Because when a woman is emotionally invested in you, her body reacts to yours without effort. Her breath deepens, her skin becomes sensitive, she pulls you in because she's feeling you. But when she's checked out, when her thoughts are drifting to someone else, her body stops responding. What can you do? Break the routine. Try something different. Say something only the two of you understand, something that brings her back to the moment. If she still feels distant, if she barely reacts, it's time to confront the truth: her mind isn't here with you. Imagine that you're holding her, kissing her, giving her every bit of yourself, but something feels off. She's rushing through it. The moments that used to feel electric, intense, unforgettable, now they feel like a transaction. She's eager to get it done, eager to move on, eager to roll over and go to sleep. Why does this happen? Because her mind isn't where her body is. She's not lost in the moment, not feeling the passion, not craving your touch. She's distracted somewhere else. Maybe she's checking out mentally, or maybe she's thinking about someone else. What can you do? Slow everything down, make her focus, tease her, take control, look into her eyes. Make her be present. If she resists, if she avoids your gaze, if she doesn't respond the way she used to, you have your answer. She's not just rushing through it, she's emotionally disconnected. Or imagine that you're lying next to her afterward, breathing heavy, waiting for that familiar feeling of closeness, but instead, she pulls away. She rolls over, turns her back to you, checks her phone, stares at the ceiling. No warmth, no cuddling, no intimacy. Why does this happen? Because real connection isn't just about the act itself, it's about what happens after. The lingering touches, the whispered words, the way she holds on to you. But when she's emotionally distant, she avoids it. The moment it's over, she's done like she was never really there in the first place. What can you do? Don't let her escape so easily. Reach for her, pull her close, ask her if something's wrong, watch her reaction. If she stiffens, if she avoids your eyes, if she gives you an excuse, you need to face the truth. She's pulling away, and you need to find out why. If you've noticed these signs, you're not crazy. You're not overthinking. You're not imagining things. Something has changed. The worst mistake you can make? Ignoring it, thinking it'll get better on its own. It won't. When a woman's heart starts drifting, when her mind starts wandering, when she's imagining another man while she's with you, it's a warning sign. And if you don't take action, you might lose her completely. But here's the thing, you're not powerless. Attraction can be rebuilt, passion can be reignited. But only if you're willing to face the truth and take control. So now it's up to you. Drop a comment below. Have you ever noticed these signs? What did you do? Let's talk about it. And if you found this video eye-opening, hit that like button. Share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more real, unfiltered insights, because the truth, most men never see it coming, but now you will.